Alright, guys, welcome. My name is Curtis. This is my first YouTube video. It's my first playthrough of Crusader Kings 3. I'm gonna do a series, I think, because we have some exciting new DLC. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. All Under Heaven, where they have basically opened up the entire eastern front of the known world. Um, Still haven't done Central and South Africa, but basically all under heaven has now been achieved. Of course, we also have the Heavenly Mandate, but I just am so excited because the developers of this game spend so much time researching and fleshing out the reality of the world, and I mean the real world and the history. Um, and then after that, allowing you to be super creative and really sink into a role-playing scenario with all that diversity just going at it, and kind of exciting. Yeah, so we've got China, Korea, Indonesia. I've got a short list here of playthroughs that I'm gonna eventually do for you guys, some series. Japan, Korea, China, I'm sure we'll hit all of them and hit them from different angles and do different styles of playthrough. But for this first one, I rolled a dice, and it landed on China. Now, China naturally has a little bit longer of a recorded history than 867. I'll be honest, I did think we were going to have an earlier start date. But, of course, then they'd have to go back on the western side of things, too. So, on the western side of things. So, love the map already. Just these little details here, but let's take a look at China. It seems like we've got 5 main characters here, and like I said, we're gonna do playthroughs. I want to get more familiar with the Eastern world before I kind of jump in and start making my own way. So let's see here. So we got Commandant Juye Xin, medium, Daibe, Chato, Vulture, Tribesman. Okay. He rescued the Emperor's aunt. Okay. Commandant He Chuan Hao. I do try to pronounce things correctly when I can. I really think this DLC is going to be making all of our, all our OG players sit down and rethink and slow down and relearn this game, because we're going to be having a hard time pronouncing some of these words, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. So there's a lot to take in. We've got the Han culture, okay. Diana Faith, okay. Diana Faith, not sure. And then Hebei, I think is pronounced. He is a warlord. No more than nominal submission. Okay, I don't want to do that. This guy has this little temple map. I had taken a peek at this map before I started recording. I haven't played yet, but this temple indicator, I'm not sure. Born to a long line of salt smugglers. It says he's in advance. Unable to pass the Imperial exam. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a little tough, and I don't know what that little thing means. So we're going to find out later. Make our way over here, and this guy looks a little more serious. So once again, going to be relearning this game and all the way down to how to say the names. So I'm going to try, because I do know how to read the pinyin. I'm going to try, and for you Chinese listeners, please tell me how I can improve. Ji Du Xue Zhang Haishen. Yeah, so he's Zhang Dynasty. And he is the nephew, Haishen, to Zhang Yichao. He is a nephew of Zhang Yichao. He's a wily and capable commander. Okay. He seems a little ambitious, and he is also advanced. He brings us down to Commandant Gao Pian. He's Viet, but with Han culture. Diana Faith. He's descended from the ancient kings of Qi, the grandson of a celebrated general. Many assume that Gao Pian is destined for great deeds, and his feat of striking 2 eagles from the sky with a single arrow. Yep. That sounds like my guy. Let's do this guy. Alright. So, I'm sure I will immediately be overwhelmed with all sorts of new stuff, so bear with me as I kind of navigate my way around. Try to make a cohesive telling. Okay, here we go. There's a nice big round red boy here. The dynastic cycle. Tension. Okay, so we've got this is probably like the Iberian Peninsula. It's kind of like a meta arc. Tension era, yeah. China is an immense and prosperous land, endowed with a mandate to reign by heaven itself. Its sovereign must rule justly to retain divine favor. Okay. In this time of tension, he has failed to inherit his ancestors' virtues. The state has fallen prey to degenerate immorality and wicked ministers of ignoble character. That's this guy, and I guess there is some tension on that, I guess I don't know what this is called. I'll have to look that up. But there's definitely some tension on that. Pro-Tang movement. Okay. Tension era. Okay. Let's take a glance. Okay. That's a lot. We'll take that in later. Wealth and honor depend upon heaven. Alright, next choice. First choice. The bureaucracy of the Tang is vast and complex, yet well-oiled. It is the duty of every citizen to serve the realm of to the best of their ability. Okay. As commandant of Annan, I have plenty of responsibilities to fulfill. The Gao name will be known throughout the realm. Perhaps I even have what it takes to one day take a seat in the government. All right. Destiny will not wait. Focusing on merit. Studying the way. Alright. Confucian education. Alright, we got a new education track, or trait path. Kind of like hunting. And then we've got everyone will know who I am. Influence. Influence. Oh, okay. Influence. And then they've added a treasury. Now, some of these might be parts of DLCs that I got with the pack, the Chapter 4 pack. That's what I bought. And so forgive me if some of these aren't brand new, but they're probably integrated and interwoven to the Eastern cultures and Southeastern cultures as it becomes relevant and necessary. But I think I'm going to go with the meritocracy. Alright. Annan. Take a look at this map. Wow. I just love this game, guys. Oh. And doesn't look like they quite have Hokkaido yet. But that is a lot of flag. Okay, that's overwhelming. Like I said, this is gonna make this game just a different game. I mean, it's just gonna add so much. Not different, but man. Korea there. Tang. Okay, so I am a vassal of Tang. Okay. What's this? Dongguan. Wouldn't this be like where? Gaoliang. Okay. Yeah, I just can't. All right. Just kind of getting my bearings here, guys. Bear with me here. So we've got many different big kingdoms. And then we've got Tang Empire, Nanjiao. So Pagan is where the map, I think Pagan might be how to pronounce it, Pagan. This is where the map used to end. Right through here, it would kind of cut off right like that. And so Nanjiao is a new one that I've never heard of. He's my neighbor, so I might want to know him. Maybe I'll try to sway him very hard. Speaks Burmese. Okay. Keep blind. Maybe not. Exam. Okay. So we've got Nanjiao, and then Tang, and then Champa. And Champa's suzerain is Tang. Okay. And we've got Angkor. No core of Angkor. Okay. So from time to time, I think as it becomes relevant, we'll be pulling in some Wikipedia pages. I'll probably just flash them over the screen so you guys can pause and look at what I'm looking at. But as we kind of learn more about this new frontier, there's going to be a lot of really fundamental stuff to understand. I mean, I've played this game before. I've got about 400 hours on it. But I definitely don't have like an in-depth understanding of it. I just have a solid understanding. Things like how the council works and stuff. It looks like they've added, okay, celestial government. Family. There's a lot going on here. I can host exam. Looks like capital exam, local exam, inspection, debate are all new. They give you legitimacy, Confucian education, merit. Okay, we'll definitely do that a little bit later, after I get better at it. Speaking of... Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the learning rate because I've already got a military one. The learning way of life path. I see this forced conscription. Situation allows you to choose an outcome. Situation, okay. My judgment as governor is needed. Mobilize levies to prepare my army for war. Oh, okay. And this is my emperor, it looks like, is telling me to move. Okay, well, I'll do it. Let's see. Forced conscription. In times of expansion, it is our duty to muster for potential wars, reads the missive sent by my liege. They may not be trained, or they need not be trained. They need not be equipped. A vanguard of overwhelming proportion will serve to break any opposition. Interesting thought process there. The peasant families under my control have already yielded the men in charge of their households, which leaves only the sons for recruitment. Okay. Super cool. Super cool to see this already kind of shaping out. By sheer might, we will overwhelm our foes. I will not sacrifice. Well, I mean, I can't say no to the Emperor. Looking out at the city beneath me, I see distant lights flickering. Families share meals. Their fates, like that of all my subjects, are mine to decide. Okay. So, okay, so we're deciding what to do. Okay. No, I don't want to lose merit. I can pay the families. They'll get fattened vanguard, okay? Drag their sons. But I get influence from that. I only get 30 influence. I'm getting 2 influence a month. I'm not gonna worry about a huge worth of it. So I think I'm gonna do pay the families, which makes sense. Alright. Ooh. How did I not notice that? I have no player heir. Okay. Why is that? I have 2 half-brothers. This one's a governor. And this one still lives in town. Okay. I've got a son and 2 daughters. My son is 29. We're gonna find a spouse. Not trying to be that ambitious just yet. So we're looking at 29. We're looking at maybe I'm not really seeing the allegiance flag show up. That might be because I'm a vassal, but when I hit alliance power, it kind of doesn't do anything. Some of these organizers are not, either they're not working or I'm not understanding something. And I think it might be that they're not working. But I feel like there's something really fundamental about the marriage in this new realm that I am not understanding, because what I'm used to is like being able to marry for allegiance. Marriage was the policy, was the foreign policy in the West. Over here, I'm sure it's obviously going to play a major role, but it seems that alliance is not achieved with a marriage alone. So I see this quick trait here, and this guy keeps popping up every time, so I'm wondering if I'm not like getting married into a consort of some sort. I don't know. So what? They've added this in spend influence to increase acceptance, so I don't need to do any of that, but I'm noticing these new things here still. I'm gonna just try to get him hitched because I need a player heir, and I don't know why I don't have a player heir. I can have concubines. Don't need that though. I have a son. He's a content fool, but he's not married and not landed, so should I? Nope. Challenge his status by making him look like a fool in public. Okay, candidacy. Okay. So it looks like you can influence the secession. Okay. Let me take a look at this title real quick, and then we'll start looking at taking some action. Because there's gonna be, like I say, again and again, I'm gonna say it again and again, and probably in the future, there's so much to this game. So, this title, the Circuit of Anan, is a kingdom tier province, 4th in prominence. My hegemony's border wars policy conditional join. All title holders within the realm can be targeted by wars declared by other top leaders will not be involved in those wars on declaration. They can still join. Okay. Does that connect with... Okay. The dynastic cycle. So this is an era of unrest, but also opportunity. Corruption, popular unrest, and invasions are a threat. Wise rule can reform it. Okay. So, there's the Division 1. And I think it's, yeah, progress 800 out of 2, so it's almost halfway there. They kind of seem to be implying that you can, with great effort, revert back to the positive side of stability. Let's see. This is the favored era. If Huangdi Li Kui stabilizes China, he would choose to do expansion. So this is what he wants to do. So it looks like there's a kind of a dual aspect to stable. There's advancement, where they kind of work on developing inwardly, and then there's a expansion, which naturally is territorial expansion. So okay, kind of putting all this new stuff together here. I need a player heir. I don't know why my son is not my player heir. I am going to get him a mentor, I think. My wife. I suppose my wife would be a good one. But my Li Sheng Defeng is slightly higher, so we're gonna do mentorship. Okay, he has to have a topic. Okay. There's no. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how I can have a son that's relatively capable and not grant him land or have him be my player heir. I've chosen him as my favorite. I mean, he could work on his governor efficiency, but I don't know how to make him do that. That feels like the number one thing I should do. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's take a look here now. So we looked at the celestial government, and oh, and you can host exams. Okay, that's cool. We'll do that. So we looked at that one, and then I did see the situations one. And yeah, that's what I thought it would be. It's kind of you get the Iberian struggle and the steppe. But the Silk Road and the dynastic cycle, the kind of the overarching meta narratives, whatever you want to call that, the more global stuff is all piled up in that situation tab. So, but for the decisions, we've got create cadet branch, governorship confirmation, study the Confucian classics, refuse further appointments. Wow, there's so much. These guys really have outdone themselves. I mean, I know the last major DLC had big problems, but they did say in one of the developers came out and they did say that all of the studio's resources was going into this DLC, and so here we are. So we can adopt Taoism, which I'm probably not going to do. We can do a religious ritual sacrifice. We can write a book. And then there's the recruitments, okay. I want to do the Confucian classics for sure, but we're going to do the cadet branch because I do think maybe not. Nope, that's not it. Dang, how do I get thinking player error, man? I am how old? I am 46, man. That is old, okay? I gotta get going here. So let's do something that'll get me a player error. Governorship confirmation. And to have my governorship confirmed, okay. Or study the Confucian classic. The scheme is much more effective if you are not a governor. Okay. Well, I mean, I've passed all these exams. And I am a poet, so I would assume that I have read the Confucian classics. And I'm trying to find where... Because I remember at the beginning I chose to do the Confucian trait path. So... we will circle back to that. I think I'm gonna go get confirmed. So let's get something happening here for you guys. Some travel. Get some merc guards. It looks like we're going through some tough territory here. I'm gonna customize this route. We're going from Zhaozhou to Jingzhou. And then back. So first we're gonna stop over there because these little spots, they help get you some good stuff. So we're gonna go up through there, get to our destination. Like there's 3 of them here. Go there. Go there. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of danger over there. Let's see here. Nope. Let's whoop. Go there. We're just gonna hit all the. We're gonna get a little crazy with this travel here. Give us something to do as we learn about the new world, so to speak. Oh, that one on my way up. Let's just stick to what we got here. And then this looks like some hilly terrain. Jungle Stalker. Mountaineer definitely is getting hired. And then let's take this gal. All right, let's start. I still can't believe that. No player heir. None of my titles stand to be inherited by an heir of my dynasty. Okay. Now I've got it figured. Okay. So I have really got to focus on the election. Okay. I need to get my son to be voted in. Oh, that looks hard. Oh, that looks hard to do. Look at all these guys. They're all established governors, and my son's 29 years old. He hasn't done a damn thing. I mean, he's got some wits, but oh, wait. Okay, I can give him an appointment. I'm appointing him to Samwea because I saw that it had that little spot. Okay. And yeah. Okay. And then okay. You got this cool outfit now. And so now he's got, okay, so instead of giving them titles, you appoint them. Okay. We'll negotiate an alliance. I'll try to do that. All of them? No? Okay. I'm gonna try to promote him. I'm just... Okay, so that goes into scheme. Okay, into intrigue scheme tree. I'm kind of just slapping this together because I don't think I'm going to be able to lock everything down. And so I'm going to take what I can get. It looks like those guys kind of bring in a pretty decent amount of effort. I don't know why it's a secret, why I'm executing a scheme. It should maybe go in the personal schemes, but me trying to promote my son makes sense, so why is that an issue? I'm not sure, but let's try that and see where it goes. Still no player error, because I think basically he is now... I'm gonna pin him. So he's Prefect Gao Chengshi. Gao Chengshi. He's not even eligible. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we visited the temple. Got Regency. Gonna promote authority. And now he's married. Oh, I probably should have read that one. I'm pretty bad about my muscle memory. In this game, I kind of have my entrenched, established patterns, but like I said, new stuff. Yes, trying to betroth my daughter to a neighboring vassal in Lingji. These guys seem pretty reasonable. He wants to marry my daughter. He's 60. We would not result in an alliance. See, that's strange to me. That's a new dynamic. Okay. Not result in alliance. Okay. Children born of this marriage will be of Commandant Lao Shu's dynasty. So, basically, we would gain prestige, but... And he needs kids, but... I would just get prestige and not... Okay. I'll accept it just to see. House relations. Okay. That sounds like it was worthwhile. There's my guy. Alright. Well, I think that's going to be a good stopping point for today's episode. A lot to learn here. Let's kind of briefly run through it all. Thank you all for being patient with me. I just really am overwhelmed with all of this. And it's not just pretty colors, guys. It is serious stuff. Like I said, we're going to be whipping out some Wikipedia from time to time, and we're going to be learning how to make this happen. Both for the Viet peoples, the proper river people of China, the Central Chinese, Northern, Southern. Eventually, I will make my way over to Korea, and Japan just intimidates the heck out of me, I'm not gonna lie. And the Philippines looks fun, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, Viet, like we're doing right now. You know, maybe at some point we will break off of Tang and go south. You know, there's a lot of potential here and a lot to learn. Right now, I think we're gonna try and move our way up in the Tang ways. But until then, let's just kind of watch some travel, a little bit longer travel. get one more pop-up, and then, yeah, we'll call it there. I mean, we didn't even open the Silk Road. Wow. Bizarre. Okay. Yep. It looks like... It looks like the Silk Road has, like, production sites and then bazaars. Alright. Let's see. This will be the last thing we do. I have seen the world and beheld its many wonders in my travels, but never have I beheld such beauties as the ones that I have seen in Siwan. Here, is that pronounced? Yeah. Truly, ye women are cut above the rest. She does look very pretty. One particularly fascinating specimen has caught my eye, a woman by the name of Du Chongfa. A pretty little sweetheart. She is far too pleasing to my eye to spend her days slaving away in Siwan. Let's make her a concubine. Gain 80 stress because I am paranoid. And she will travel with me, okay. I think I'm gonna go the disciplined route there. Oh, one more pop-up. Dangerous fruit. In Siwan again, okay. I can let him eat it. Or I can say, what if it's poisonous? Let's try that. Alright, 100 lifestyle experience. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. Thanks, guys. Check out the next episode coming out later this week.